Good morning and welcome. I'm Sandy. You might not get to choose everything the day brings, but you can choose how you meet it. Take a breath, settle in, and join me for today's intention. Today's intention is about answering the call to become more fully yourself. So notice the things that repeatedly call your attention. An idea, a needed change, maybe a truth that you know that you've been avoiding, a part of yourself that you feel is ready to emerge, but there's some fear there around perhaps failure or what others will think. Consider what might happen if you actually finally responded to that. So, examples might be you've spent years being the one who takes care of everybody else and meets their needs and expectations. And from the outside, that appears really stable. But from the inside, you might still feel like something is missing. Answering this call might mean admitting that the role that once served you really well now has become too small. It might mean speaking a truth that changes a relationship or leaving work that doesn't reflect your values any longer. The call is not always asking you to become someone new, but sometimes it is asking you just to abandon something about yourself that no longer is serving you. So today, for your intention, asks what keeps calling your attention and what might happen if you answered. It's very common in human nature for thoughts to appear and disappear. Other ideas, longings, truths come back repeatedly. So maybe a change that you need to make that you've known about for a long time, but you just feel stuck, right? Um, Ask yourself, what have you known for a long time, but yet not lived it? Sometimes we're ready to know the answer, and we keep questioning because we're hoping for something easier. We might think we need clarity when what we actually need is the courage and the will to begin. We may say the timing is wrong when the next step feels really unfamiliar, a little scary, and the busyness can become a way of avoiding really that inner call, that reality. So creation requires both receptive and active forces. First, become still enough to receive, right? That spark of idea and intuition, just something, an inner knowing. Then give that insight in the form of action. Insight without action is only potential. Action without inner direction becomes scattered, but transformation happens when inner wisdom and outer action work together. So bring to mind something that has been calling you. Maybe something you want to begin, a habit that you want to let go of, a gift that you are reluctant to share for what other people will think. Just notice what arises. Many people wait for complete readiness. We wait for more confidence. We wait for clarity, that perfect moment. Proof. We want proof. We want to know in the end game that it is all going to work out. But a lot of times, life doesn't work that way. Readiness develops after you begin. So once you actually take those first steps, then you'll feel more ready. The first step doesn't require complete certainty. It requires enough honesty to admit that we heard the call. Now, ask yourself what continuing to ignore the call is costing you. We commonly focus on the risks of change. Also, consider the risks of staying exactly where you are. Repeatedly silencing yourself can weaken your life force, your vitality, and self trust. So, an example that I can share with you personally is starting this podcast. So, starting my daily intentions is something that I've been wanting to do for many months now. And it was always either time, I wasn't prepared, I didn't have the tools, time, time was the recurring excuse. And then once I actually stepped in and did it, I just decided for myself that the first daily meditation was not going to be perfect. The first week, month of daily meditations were not going to be perfect, but they gave me the opportunity to step into that knowing that it was something that I wanted to do, take that action to give it form. And as soon as I did that, now I am making very small incremental improvements and the confidence is increasing gradually. So answering the call doesn't mean making a dramatic change. It just means taking that first step, whatever that first step may be, and not worrying about what others think or the outcome and not worrying about failure. Truthfully, failure is often required for success. So in yoga, we call Dharma one's grand life mission. So, what is your Dharma? What is your purpose? What truth is yours to live today? What responsibility is yours to meet? What gift do you want to develop even further? Then ask yourself, what is mine today? Becoming yourself isn't about inventing someone entirely new. It's about allowing who you are to be lived more fully. Give yourself permission to grow. You're allowed to grow and reconsider. You're allowed to outgrow old roles, old identities, and you're allowed to become more honest about what matters now. Growth doesn't mean your former self was false. It means that life taught you something new. So now take another slow, deep breath in. And as you exhale, listen without forcing an answer. Just allow space for courage, honesty, and direction. Let me share these intentions with you now. I am willing to listen to what keeps returning. I do not need perfect certainty to take one honest first step. And I am allowed to become more fully myself. So again, notice what repeatedly calls your attention. Listen honestly and take one meaningful, observable step. You may not get to choose everything this day brings, but you can choose how you meet it. Until tomorrow, be well and meet your day with purpose. Namaste.